Welcome back to another episode of Real Results with Coach Joe. I'm your host, Joe Villegas. This is the program where we help you to improve your health, increase your wealth, and live a more fulfilling life. And with me today, I've got another special guest. I had to bring her back, Chef Margo. The last time you were on, Margo, we did an amazing shepherd's pie, a healthy shepherd's pie, and we're gonna keep the theme going today. Yeah. But I know we wanna start off, before we hop into the deliciousness that we have here, we're gonna go through a couple of tips that home cooks can use, whether they're a parent, whether they're single by themselves, because we're all pressed for time, how can they be more efficient? So before we hop into our kitchen, let's go through a couple tips we can share with folks to help them be more efficient with their time, get in their greens, eat healthy, and all those good things.
Right, I love that you mentioned your greens right there, because we have, I feel like in today's world, we're just always running, right? And it's like, okay, I need to eat healthfully. I want to feel my best to be able to do X, Y, Z, whether it, like you said, whether it be like being a parent to toddlers that are always on the move, whether it be a busy job like you have. We want to fuel ourselves, right? So we can feel good and be at our like optimal performance. So I feel like greens are a great way to do that. And there's supplements, right, that we know of, but also like in our diet too. So today, a great idea, it would be packing it into a muffin. I feel like anything handheld is so nice that you can just take it and run, right? Like we're always like running to the next thing. I was running late today to meet you.
No, I was running late too, you're good.
So like something that's handheld is perfect. Shelf stable too. So you can refrigerate the muffins too, but for a day or so they can be out room temp out on the counter. So they're there. It's like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to reach for something healthy instead of that bag of potato chips, which I'm guilty of sometimes. But if I have these on hand, all right, I don't know what you're talking about either. So I love anything that you can pack some extra fiber and nutrients in. Fiber also being in our granola bars there. Lots of seeds like that. Things that have our healthy fats in them too. So we have our peanut butter, seeds, and deliciousness like that. Though both can be made in batches too.
That's critical. So you make a whole bunch at once, and these muffins are probably good for a number of days.
Yeah, like 5 to 7 days, and like I said, once you put them in their fridge, that can be fine a day or so out on the counter, and then we can freeze them too. Both items can be frozen. So you make our recipe is going to make at least a dozen muffins, double it, and then you have like a couple weeks worth thawed a couple at a time, and you're good. I also love, like we were just talking before we started filming, about being parents, right? So we're always so busy, and things that we can feed ourselves, because we forget to feed ourselves, I find. And then things that the kids would like too. So things like crossover items I think are great.
For sure. And in this case we've got, and you'll see here as we get to making these, we've got our spinach, we got all these healthy foods. So they're great for your kids. Then also too, I call it the dad tax, when I take a little bit off the little guy's plate. Like, hey, you're not going to finish that? I'll finish it for you. Now I know I'm eating some healthy food along the way. So many great things we can do here. We can batch make this stuff, it's healthy, and we can share it with the whole family. And then we don't feel stressed during the week. Like, hey, you're in a rush, grab a muffin, grab a granola bar, you know it's healthy, you made it at home, you're good to go, get out the door, do what you gotta do.
I feel like we often think of meal prepping, but we forget about snacks. And I've become like such a snacker, because I just feel like it's easy just to get you through to the next like breakfast, lunch, dinner, next
And
meal,
you're on your feet a lot, doing your job of catering and cooking with fridge to table and all that. So that's critical, and I'm sure parents out there, and again, even single folks who are running from activity to activity, or their job, they're on the road a lot, this stuff is going to be critical for you to be able to have that nutrition throughout the day.
That's right.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some TV magic here. We're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. When we come back, Chef Margo is going to take us through how to actually make these two healthy snacks. Hey, it's Coach Joe here, and I want to thank you for checking out this episode of Real Results. Since becoming a coach over a decade ago and getting to help tons of people make incredible transformations, I've made it my mission to find the most effective tools to help people change their health and ultimately their life. As a thank you for watching this episode, I've created a series of free mini courses, downloads, and resources that you can use to create real change in your life. Simply click the link in the description or head over to www.resultswithjoe.com and click on the free resources tab. All you have to do is sign up using your best email address, and you'll have access to all the resources straight away, so you can start to create real change in your life. I look forward to seeing you on the inside, and let's enjoy the rest of this episode. Welcome back to Real Results. Again with me today, I've got Chef Margo of Fridge to Table, and Margo is going to take us through a couple of really healthy on-the-go snacks you can batch make, get in that nutrition, and be set up for the whole week. So I know, Margo, we've got our muffin set up here and our granola bar set up there. Let's start with our muffins first, and we're just going to walk through with the viewers how they can put this together.
Okay, perfect.
Right?
So first, we're calling this like a green banana muffin.
Green
so
banana. Okay, cool. I like
Essentially,
it.
you're gonna. If you like bananas, we think of like banana bread, things that are like really delicious like that.
Yeah.
We're utilizing like an overripe banana at home.
Right.
How many times have you let a bunch of bananas go
I don't
all
want
the
to
way
admit
around?
it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't
know.
admit it. Yeah,
I think
right.
every time I buy a bunch of bananas, but maybe I'm doing that.
There's always a
I-
couple stragglers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'm like subconsciously doing it so we can get in like this yummy treat, right?
Right.
But yeah, so it has that like natural sweetness. We also have a little maple syrup in there
Okay.
as well.
Yep.
So that's part of our wet ingredients, but this is so easy. It's actually a blender muffin. So all of our wet ingredients go right into a high-speed blender.
Okay.
There, inside we have ingredients of overripe bananas,
Right.
some almond milk or a regular milk if you have a dairy intolerance. You can do a nut milk. What else is in there? We have maple syrup. We have applesauce.
Wow,
That
okay.
is, it's a toddler-friendly food.
That's
right?
what I like
So,
about this. So, like,
yeah.
being a dad myself, we've got a 1-year-old at home, like having, like you said, you call them like crossover ingredients where,
Yes.
hey, it's good for the little guy, it's good for us as well. I'm not really going to notice there's applesauce in it, totally fine. And he's
Exactly.
probably going to munch on these things all day and get his greens in at the same
That's
time,
it.
which
That's
is
right.
which is huge.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
perfect.
So applesauce, and then what else do we have in here?
There's also going to be a flax egg, so you can substitute an egg in there as well if you'd like to have some some
Wow.
egg protein.
Okay.
I come from a household of egg allergens, so
Right.
me and my daughter. So I loved that I found this recipe, and you could do a flax egg. It's like 1 tablespoon of ground flax meal and water, and it just creates that same consistency.
That's so,
Also,
I've never heard of that.
No, and also like the fun little trick here that they don't even know that they're getting extra fiber in.
Right.
So that plus the spinach extra fiber, it's always great.
Perfect.
And that goes into the blender, and we'll have a whole list of our ingredients we can share with our viewers.
Yeah, we'll put this up for everyone watching. So Margo will share the recipe with us, and we'll get that out like on the blog and all that too.
Yeah,
so I
perfect.
guess just basic steps, because we're not going to go through everything right here
Right.
today.
Just
but
a quick
mix the dry.
Yeah, in our dry, we have a
Yep.
whole wheat flour for also for some
Perfect.
extra fiber there.
Awesome.
And we have our baking powder, baking soda, a little salt, and then we can go ahead and mix our
And you
wet
just
and our dry.
dump everything in here
It's so easy.
and
Just
rock
make
and
sure
roll.
everything is well incorporated.
Okay.
Bake at 350, and then we have our muffins.
Easy
right?
peasy.
Super
I know.
easy.
I know.
love
As much fun as this is, I can't wait till we're done so I can like crush a
I
couple
know.
of these. They look really good.
Yes,
So
you'll open it up like there's fully green
Yeah,
throughout
here.
the inside, and
Do it right in here.
they're yummy.
wow. I mean, that looks like a normal.
I would say so,
muffin.
in my opinion. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sneak a bite.
Oh, please,
Want some?
please do.
Here.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks. That's actually at home what we do to try to get the kids to eat like anything, literally anything. I'm like, cucumber cheers? Okay. Muffin cheers? Yeah.
We're probably more of like a bacon cheers in my household. These are amazing. Like, you may get like a hint of spinach, but it's more banana
Right.
than anything else, and they taste so good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like them.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
You, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna
Awesome.
finish this.
Yeah. Delicious.
Okay, so while I'm chewing, blend it all up, put it into our muffin tin, pop it in the oven, and while those are going, we can make our
Exactly.
granola bar.
Yeah, another healthy snack. What I love about these is they're actually no bake, so the great part
Even
about
easier.
that, even easier, yes. I think that like at the end of the day, just a fun little, like if you have these things on hand,
Mm-hmm.
it's just easy to press, and then in the morning, like after being refrigerated, they're done, and you can just slice them up,
That's
like I
great.
said, for the week.
Yeah.
So just the important part here, it's like not fully no baked. We have to toast up the ingredients, so once
Okay.
they're done, you can even do it on the stovetop too, if you'd prefer
Like
not
in a
to turn
pan.
on. Yeah, you could do it right in a pan if you don't want to turn on the oven.
Right,
If it's hot in the summer.
So what's the purpose of that? Is that to bring out the flavor of the different nuts
Yes,
and
it
things?
enhances the flavor. It also, it's like more easily digestible, I think, rather than having like a
Interesting.
raw seed or nut. I think that it's just like easier to digest.
Probably easier to chew, right? It softens up. You don't feel like you're chewing on like twigs and stuff off the ground,
That's
right?
right.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
So I have some pre-toasted oats. You can do gluten-free oats. You can, I just have some traditional toasted oats there. That's going to go right into our bowl.
Great.
I'll
take these anyway.
Thank you so much. You can omit the nuts in this and just increase the volume of the other seeds if you'd like. If you're
Okay.
like a nut-free household, I love that a lot of these recipes are flexible, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Or
even too, like for us, like we utilize a daycare for our son, like, and you
Yes,
can't
yes.
send any nut,
I know.
anything in there.
Right,
So
not just peanuts, no nuts entirely. Yeah.
exactly. So this is great because you can sub things out and swap it
Yeah.
out based on whatever your needs might be. So it
That's
makes it
right.
nice and simple. And
Yes.
in the recipe, I'm sure we'll put some substitutions
Right.
in there too.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Some
Okay.
fun things, some add-ins too. I'll give you some
Okay.
ideas for that.
And I have
if
to
you
try
wanna-
them all so I can.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. So I
Fantastic.
just have some toasted sliced almonds. That's also going to go into our bowl.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Toasted pumpkins, also known as papitas. So we put those in there. Pumpkin season is.
It is
coming,
October. I know.
right?
I know. I like
Exactly.
pumpkin flavored everything.
Right,
So
yes.
I'm pretty basic.
Oh,
It's fine.
I was gonna say.
So you can call me out. It's
right,
fine.
right,
yeah.
right. So we have some toasted pumpkin seeds as well. You can buy these pre-toasted also if you wanted to save time. We're on that
easier.
topic.
That's great.
And some chia seeds also. That's a superfood. They're super trendy right now, right? Everything is like sprinkled with chia.
You hear a lot about them.
Yes, and from what I understand, it's helpful for keeping you full, right? So I think this is just something like if we're already focusing on fiber, healthy fats, then just helping us get through to the next meal, right?
Yeah, keep you satiated. Right? That's kind of the point of the snack, right? Is like the bridge food to hold you over.
Right, yes,
Love it.
Exactly. We're also going to, we would put in some pitted dates, medjool dates.
Okay.
That is like a nature's candy. Honestly, they're so sweet. That is super helpful.
Okay.
And acts as a binder as well. We have some natural peanut butter, probably just not the junky kind. I would spring for the natural peanut butter. It can be salted though, so just like nothing with added sugar. We're gonna add in some honey as well.
Definitely.
And we'll do our measurements and everything will be listed online.
Right. I mean, you're the pro. You can eyeball it.
I'm pretty good at this point of eyeballing. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. And these are our wet ingredients, so it's a binder. And being that it's no bake, honey, I think, is a sweetener that works the best here.
You could use like an agave syrup or something like that.
Yep, exactly. Depending on what type of like glycemic index you're looking for.
Yeah,
but honey in our house works. I think
if you don't want to get too technical, you can just stick with the basics.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, so if you want to help me, if you don't mind.
Sure, put me to work.
Yeah, let's give that a good mix and just want to make sure that everything is really well incorporated.
Okay.
To the side, I have a parchment lined half baking sheet. It's not going to actually, this recipe won't make a full sheet, so we're just going to push it like maybe 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
Or if you have like a Pyrex, like a glass sheet at home, that would work too.
Okay.
I just feel like the parchment paper here is really helpful. No stick. It's like
pop it out a little easier.
Exactly.
Or what about like what are the cell pats or those sort of mats that you have?
That's helpful too.
Right.
Yeah, that's really great for no stick and any type of baking. Actually, before we popped these out, the muffins, I had silicone muffin
like molds,
tins,
right?
molds as well.
Yeah.
I really like silicone on the topic of like toddler stuff and kids stuff.
That's
Everything is silicone, right? But
that's
it's
a
great.
good
It's
point.
like this is non-stick, this is BPA free, it's like all easy peasy, and it's like less mess. Like I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Making less mess for myself because everything else in life is a mess.
Yeah, it's a disaster,
so
right?
Good. Yeah.
And they can play with it too and not make a ton of noise and be safe or hurt
yeah,
themselves.
Exactly. I know. Less banging on metal stuff.
I know.
We're going to be playing. Yeah.
All the parental life hacks I feel like kind of got to go through.
That might be our theme for today, I think.
I think it should be. I think that's the path that we're on, right?
Yeah. Okay. You did a great job. That looks
thank
really
you.
nice and well incorporated.
Perfect.
So we're going to just
hold that down. So
perfect. Thank you so much. So you can even with your hands like make it kind of like form it better, or we could just push directly down. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Perfect. I'm just gonna push that to this side. So maybe you can wet your hands as well. Like
we washed our hands.
We did. I promise.
So just kind of press it in there.
Yeah, press this in like it's a no bake, like I said. So really just using some pressure.
Try and get it nice and even.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. So you'd press it down and. Sorry, it's a little bit sticky, right? Okay. But it would be completely flat. And then if we want to show, like right in the front, do you want to take a bite? And,
I absolutely do. Do you want to we'll split this one too?
I would love to.
We'll kind of wishbone it, just break it in half.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3.
Right, there you go.
Thank you. Cheers
Granola
again.
bar,
There we go.
Okay, so we'll try this out.
Perfect.
Oh man.
What do we think?
That's delicious. I'm a big peanut butter guy.
Me too.
Like love the peanut butter.
Me too.
And if I ever get a peanut allergy, it's gonna be like a problem because I like that
I know.
much. This is great. It tastes so fresh. It's not like I took it out of a plastic container or plastic wrapper.
Right.
And what I love about it too is like, you made it or I made it. It's made at home, made with love.
Yeah.
Share it with the family.
Exactly.
I mean, this is super good.
Thank you.
And you could probably add like what, dried fruit to this.
I was just going to say, dried cranberry, dried cherries are great for antioxidants. You could do goji berries if we really want to get fancy for antioxidants. Dried blueberries, that type of thing. Yeah, any type of dried fruit. We could add in chocolate chips if we're feeling like really indulgent. A dark chocolate chip. We could do like an array of seeds or nuts. Like mix it up, make it your own, whatever fits your family, your lifestyle. Anything like that. But I just love that it's handheld. It's yummy, and just my description of this, it's like sweet and salty, and like to me that's like the ultimate combo.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
delicious.
That hits like all the right notes.
Little crunch.
Yeah.
I just like how fresh it is.
Thank
this
you.
just tastes so good, and that took us what, a couple minutes to slap together.
Super easy, yeah.
Sub out whatever you like. Tastes delicious, and like I said before, you can batch make it. You can take it on the go, and I mean, how good is this how long is this good for?
Oh, these last for a while, actually.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I prefer to store them in the refrigerator just for like the texture and consistency, since it's no bake, like just they stay firm that way.
Right.
But I mean, 2 weeks, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're good to go. So you
Yeah.
can do a couple
You
big
can freeze
trays
it
of these
too.
things,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're ready set.
That's right.
Fantastic. So like I said, we're going to have this recipe up for you guys once the show airs and all that. We'll have that down. Chef Margo is going to give us some substitutions as well that you can put in there. But you said, based on your lifestyle, you can alter this however you like. So
customize it.
delicious, fantastic. I wish you all could be here to taste this stuff with us, but
Thanks,
you have to make it in your own home kitchen because we're here eating this now. So Margo, pleasure having you on the show again, as always. So many great insights for parents, like we talked about, but even folks who might be on their own, trying to batch prep things for the week. Where can folks learn more about you? Where can they find you? Where can they eat more of your delicious food?
Thank you. So you can find me at my website. We can list it as well, but fridgetotable.com. On Instagram, you can look at like some of my fun pictures. I try to post.
We repost
whatever.
them. Yeah,
Thank
we put them up there.
Thank you. I try to keep everyone updated on what I'm up to with some fun catering and seasonal things that are kind of happening. I also do some cooking classes here and there on the side, so that could be listed online. And then we can link my email too.
Yep, we'll link everything up there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Margo. So much fun having you as always. And for those of you watching, we'll catch you on the next episode of Real Results.